talk about, I know the Jordan purists will probably say, what is he talking about? The best NBA player of all time is Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. He dominated the game. He scored, he rebounded, he blocked shots, he did everything. And he made it easy. And he didn't play in the hype era. He was like the anti-establishment player.
I've always wanted to perform in some way or the other. I thought I would be a professional baseball player at one time, but I realized that you had to have talent in order to do that, and so that precluded me from that career. There's a big difference between fame and talent. Sometimes they cross over. Often they do. But the misconception is that if you have fame or if you don't have fame, that you're not as talented. And we know unbelievably talented people who will never be famous.
Our California legislature did an historic thing. No other legislature in the United States had passed a same-sex marriage bill. It was a landmark in American history, and all that was required was the signature of another actor who also happens to be the governor of the state, Arnold Schwarzenegger. And when he vetoed that bill, after he ran, making all these moderate statements, saying, he's from Hollywood, he's worked with gays and lesbians, he's comfortable with them, some of his best friends are. And when Jay Leno asked on one of his shows, will you sign a same-sex marriage bill if it's passed by the legislature? He said yes. He'd betrayed all that by vetoing it. And I felt I needed to speak out. And for me to do that, my voice needed to be authentic. So I spoke to the press for the whole first time on my being gay, and that was opening a Pandora's box.
I love looking back on True Lies and watching the film and thinking, oh my gosh, I was on set with all these people and I wasn't intimidated. I must have put myself into some sort of space in my head, because I remember flying down to Miami and auditioning for Jim Cameron, just he and I, because it was a last minute recast. There was actually somebody else in the role who shall remain nameless. She knows who she is. But wait, don't put that in there. That sounds mean.
So I was an Italian immigrant's father's son, and my mother was wonderful. She had all of her hair pulled back in a bun that was filled with meatballs. So my mother would, if you woke her up at 3 o'clock in the morning, make pasta fazool for you. Pasta fazool is beans and macaroni. And it's like a staple. Italians will eat it every day if you let them. But if you eat 3 bowls of pasta fazool, you can ruin the wallpaper. You cannot give pasta fazool to children. They'll blow themselves right out the window. I was doing a picture with Gene Wilder, and I was playing the head of a studio. And I had a little fake hair and a little additional nose, but I was still me, and I was outrageously powerful and also very insecure. I'll tell you a story. One time I was doing the Dean Martin show, and there was a card guy, a man who held the cards, and you read hello, and we would talk, how's your wife, how's your kids, very good. Then I went over to the Glenn Campbell show, and there he was. Oh, that's very nice. And he was the card guy. And then a little time passed, and I went to the Glenn Campbell show, and I said, oh, guys, you smell so good. You look so good. How's your wife, how's your kids? And he went, oh, they're good. How are yours? And he went like this. All right, let's get started. And I said, what are you doing? He said, I'm the director. I said, you're the director? You used to be the card boy. He said, I'm the director. Yeah. You know what the moral of the story is? Be nice to everybody, because you're going to meet them on your way down.